Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Voice by Matt show. My name is Matt Berthot, and I am your host. And today is the second episode of the Voices of Freedom. The Voices of Freedom series, brought to you by me. And we are featuring some incredible presidents that use their voice and listen to that inner voice to really help the United States of America be what it is today. Today's episode features Mr. Teddy Roosevelt. How pain becomes power. Valentine's Day, 1884. In the span of hours, Theodore Roosevelt loses his wife and his mother in the same house, one upstairs and one downstairs. He draws an X in his journal. Under it, he writes, "The light has gone out of my life." He doesn't drink. He doesn't spiral. He packs his things and he rides west to the edge of the American frontier, the Badlands of North Dakota. There, he nearly dies in a blizzard, gets in fist fights with outlaws, becomes a rancher. His grief is not erased. It is reformed. It's transformed into grit, resilience, and he gains an edge. He returns to New York, reborn, not softer, but forged. This season becomes the spiritual birthplace of the man who later walks into the White House with steel in his chest and purpose in his breath. The credit belongs to the man in the arena. And that speech, with that line in it, is one of my favorite speeches of all time. The credit belongs to the man in the arena who's marred by blood and sweat and dust, who knows the great devotions. And some of my favorite lines in that speech are, "If he fails while daring greatly, so that he will never be with the cold and timid souls that know neither victory or defeat." When Teddy lost his wife and his mom on the same day, and it's Valentine's Day, and that's a part that I never even knew about. But he loses his whole support system. And instead of wallowing in pity and feeling sorry for himself, he decides to go west, to adventure. That model is a great model for all of us when we get lost or we lose something in our lives. And it's a certain season that I'm in right now, this Matt 3.0. I've lost people in my life. I've grieved. I've failed. But instead of disappearing, we dig deep and we reappear different. My Badlands were not North Dakota adventure. They were staying consistent in my routine, finding someone in my life, Angela, that sees me for who I am and who I can be. Continuing to show up for the people in my life that meant something, that I could still help them while helping myself along the way. But it took a lot of pain and reflection, and it was a little dirty. I didn't run away. I rode into it. When we run into it and we don't run away, we stay in the storm. Eventually, like Angela sent me the other day, we find our shore. We find that shoreline of peace and comfort and prosperity and abundance. And we're resurrected, but not resurrected in safety and comfort. We are resurrected in resistance. The true freedom is not avoiding pain. It's becoming someone because of it. We are not here because we're lucky. We're here because we didn't give up. I'm here because I rode through that canyon and came back with fire. Just like Teddy Roosevelt is. Just like he did. Just like Angela is, and I am. And there are many people in our community that are going to listen to this podcast that know we had to ride through that fire to bring back the fire. So today, the action, the challenge for you listening and watching is I want you to do one thing today that puts you back in the arena, that gets you a little dirty, that makes you feel gritty, tough. Run, you can lift, you can speak, you can cry. Let your body remind your soul and your spirit, I'm still here. Can you imagine losing your mother or your father and your soulmate in the same day on Valentine's Day, and then come back to be one of the most influential presidents of all time? Teddy Roosevelt didn't give up. He had faith that God had something bigger in store for him, even when the world took away his whole support system. So share the episode. Share it with people that need encouragement if they're going through grief today, or if they've lost themselves, or if they lost something. And thank God that Teddy Roosevelt didn't just crumble and give up. Have an awesome, awesome July 2nd.